Yo, whoa, what's up? What is going on? Mic check. Mike, what's up, man? Make sure we're rock and roll here. Okay. I've got a new cord on the way. We'll be here Saturday, so we just got to make it till Saturday in regards to the audio BS. So, guys, hope you're all doing well. 843-790-3377, 843-790-3377. All right. Taking you guys' questions, comments, tip-off coming up in about an hour. South Carolina, Florida Gamecocks. Looking for answers on the road in Gainesville. I actually just dropped my prediction, the prediction graphic, if you will, on social media. So if you guys have not seen it, I've got the Gators tonight, 91-78. You know, I think that what I said in the graphic was this. I don't think South Carolina is as bad as we saw this cord thing is going to be the death of me, dude. I swear to God, if something happens with the podcast tomorrow, I guess you guys know what happened. So it's like a special cord too. So like I couldn't just go to Walmart and get one. So it's ridiculous. But anyways, I got 91-78 Florida. I don't think Carolina is as bad as we saw against Vandy. I also don't think they're as good as we saw against probably A&M and Georgia. But I think either way, I think almost even if the good version of Carolina shows up tonight, I think Florida's too good. I think they get the W. South Carolina defensively is just a team you can't trust. But hey, I picked Florida to win, so who knows? I mean, I've been basically wrong every game, it feels like. So I mean, whatever. So no, this microphone, Austin, is not Bluetooth, my friend. This is a legitimate, US like legitimate mic. This is not like a Bluetooth or whatever. So yeah, Phil, I knew you'd like the hat, my friend. So we just like to switch it up. Just like to switch it up every now and then. Steve Hester, how does one not think this recruiting class is not going to kill us in Beamer's third or fourth year? This is not an indictment on this staff. Are you saying that the class is going to kill us in the sense of like depth or like it just not being very good or what? Like, what are you getting at there? What are you getting at there? USC Sports, they had a bad game against Vandy. We might shock Florida. You never know. I wouldn't put money on it, but you never know. Again, every time I've picked, us to win or lose, either way, it's going the opposite way. So I picked us to lose. Maybe we'll win. I don't know. But do I think so? I don't. But, we'll see. We'll see. So, again, you never know. I mean, we actually played well in Gainesville for what it's worth. We've played well in Gainesville historically. Hey, can we all just say thank God it's a 6:30 tip, by the way? We don't have to wait for like a 9 o'clock game tonight, and I don't have to do like an 11 o'clock podcast. So, hey, thank God for that. Thank God for that. There's nothing worse for me than during the week than like a 9 o'clock tip. I cannot stand it. So, USC Insider, what's going on? Steve Hester talking about lack of depth because of this recruiting class. I mean, you may have a point. You may have a little bit of a point there. I mean, listen, it's what did you expect? You know what I mean? What did you expect? There was no getting around it. Unless you fired Muschamp before the season or I mean, I don't know. There was no way to get around it. You know what I mean? So you had to pull the trigger. You had to make the move, and you did. And just kind of everything kind of falls how it falls. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is, and I actually do like some of the guys, a lot of the guys that Shane Beamer brought in, but this is just part of it, man. It's part of a coaching change, if you will. So, I'm sure you guys saw Will Muschamp landed at Georgia as an analyst, God, to hell with Georgia takes on a whole new meaning, doesn't it? To hell with Georgia just takes a whole new meaning. Telling you. All right, guys, you guys don't have to tell me when the audio is off, by the way, because it literally tells me the mic's been unplugged. So it's like I said, it's a USB whatever USB connector that is bugging out. I don't know. I've got another one in the mail right now. Should be here Saturday, but yeah, obviously you can imagine I am not pleased that this is going on. But I guess it was time to replace it, but it won't be here till Saturday. So yeah, so it didn't give us too much trouble. This morning gave us a little bit, not too much though, but yeah, like I said, I hate to say it, I don't have a whole lot of hope for this team tonight in regards to like getting a win over Florida. I mean, there's certain things I'd like to see. I'd like to see Trey Hannibal get in the game, make an impact. I'd like to see again what type of tenacity, what type of energy does this team play with? What's the mindset of this team? What's the mentality? We've seen this team be resilient and bounce back, and I certainly think that one of the storylines in this game, whether you like it or not, some of you might hate to hear this, I think Frank Martin's job status, I think is certainly because, do I think he's getting fired this year? Absolutely not. Do I think he's stepping down? No, I do not. Like, I don't know that USC would ever fire him, but if you keep losing in embarrassing fashion, that those whispers, if you will, that they're going to grow. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to continue. COVID be damned, it's going to continue. And I will say this too. The farther away we get from all the COVID stuff, from like guys being out and Frank Martin, like the less of an excuse I get can be. You know what I mean? Like, we've been practicing, we've been playing games. Like, if you go out and get your ass whooped by Florida tonight, it ain't because COVID, bro. It's because you're not very good. Would anybody disagree? Would anyone disagree with that? You cannot use COVID as an excuse throughout the entire season. Like, at some point, it's like, okay, like we've gotten past the worst of the COVID thing. Now granted, if they come out tonight and hey, half the roster's missing, well, obviously that changes things. But if you've got a normal roster tonight, I mean, and you lose, bro, you didn't lose because COVID. You lost because you're not very good. I mean, or Florida was better than you. Are we gonna say we beat Georgia because of COVID? I mean, come on. We're not, come on. So I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. We'll see. We will see what happens, I guess. Let's see. Just got a text on the text line. Robbie says my prediction tonight is South Carolina 75, Florida 65. We have to play well on both sides of the floor to make free throws and get rebounds. And I do believe everybody plays well. We can come out with the W. Go Gamecocks. Yeah. I mean, bro, I'll tell you this, if we beat Florida tonight, I might just stop making predictions. Like, because I don't have a clue then. Because, I mean, I will say the one game I picked us to lose that we lost, I think, was LSU. Pretty sure I picked us to lose to LSU. Other than that, dude, I'm pretty sure the games have gone like the exact opposite of what I've said. So, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Exactly. Exactly. Like how how I'm stuttering is how I feel about this game, man. Just it's going to be a tough matchup. Going to be a really tough matchup. And, again, Florida's a good team. Florida's a good team, bottom line. And Sal County, you got your own issues. Can you play defense? That's the big thing. They've got shooters. They shoot 38% from three-point range. They've got shooters on the outside. Can you play enough defense? Can you win three-point range? That's my question. Can you win three-point range? I think that'll be key. So, again, guys, taking your questions, comments, everything else. We've got about 50 minutes here from tip. Gamecocks and Gators on the SEC network in Gainesville. Austin Kane, what was to you the key thing Beamer talked about in the presser? I mean, I didn't think he said anything like earth-shattering or anything like that. What he kind of said about the class size, we already knew in the sense that the class in December was small, or at that first signing period, the early signing period, the class was small on purpose because they were saving room to get these transfer guys. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing you take away from this class is that, again, South Carolina took advantage of the transfer portal, and that's what we expect them to do. And, again, I didn't take anything away earth-shattering from the presser. Liked everything I heard. Beamer's won every press conference he's done. So, I feel good about the program, the state of the program, the direction. I mean, I will say this on the flip side of it, though. I can understand why a fan would be frustrated that Vanderbilt is ranked ahead of you in recruiting. I totally get it. But again, that those class rankings don't account for the 7 transfers that you picked up. So you have to account for that. You have to think about that. But again, I can't judge Beamer one way or the other on this first class. I mean, this was such a makeshift, throw it together and see what sticks type of class. And, you feel like you got some fairly good ball players. I mean, I thought today especially, you picked up a couple of guys that I think could help you. That big-time 4-star JUCO linebacker, that was big. And, he talked about the problem areas or the areas of focus were going to be the focus areas were going to be wide receiver, linebacker, and defensive back. And I totally agree with him. I think that's the areas you're deficient in. And, overall, like I said, the class sort of is what it is and was what it was. And now you move on to spring ball. So, like I said, we kind of all knew. And that's why I said on the podcast this morning that, this class felt very – or this National Signing Day to me felt very, kind of the early signing period. It's not that same excitement. And it's not like necessarily a bad thing. It's just the reality of where we are. It's just, we're not pulling in the top 25 class by any stretch of the imagination. Like, I hope these 3-star guys, they can coach them up and get the most out of them. We can, really develop these guys. But realistically, this class was a little bit of a wash. I mean, you just call it what it is. It really was just a little bit of a wash. And I hate to say that, especially because in recruiting, you don't want any class to be a wash because, man, when you get put a class behind, it really shows depth. I mean, just everything. It shows badly, but it's just the reality where you are. It's, what? Everything we're going through right now was more than worth the price of ripping the Band-Aid off and getting rid of Will Muschamp. It was more than worth it. I'd do it 100 times over. More than worth it. Yeah, Paul Yerber, he's won every presser he's done. No question. Shane Beamer, great with the press conference. So, let's see. All right, let's jump out to the phone real quick. Yo, what's up, man? How you doing?
Good. How you doing, Chris?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
I ain't been able to listen to none of your stuff because I've been working lately and I ain't been able to call in. So I finally got a chance to.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it.
Well, I can see the Fighting Frank's gearing up to go to war for Coach Frank Martin tonight. I was calling to see what your thoughts on his comments he made the other day.
Which one specifically?
I think he said that he can't coach the way he wants to coach, because if he did, a lot of kids will be transferring.
Well, I mean, they transfer already as it is. What's the difference?
I just don't.
I don't know.
You can't.
The thing that's always, which I know Gamecock fans love his fire and love his passion, but I don't know, and it's not like I've watched hours among hours of Frank Martin press conference tape, but Frank is a very dry dude. He's very he is who he is. You know what I mean? He's kind of an asshole. Let's call it what he's an asshole. So I'm not surprised he say something like that. Whatever. I honestly, bro, the comments like that don't faze me at all. He's either going to win enough to stay or he's not. So, I
want Frank to win.
Right. Well, I mean, of course, we all do. Yeah, I mean, that's a given.
Fans come at me. I don't know if you've seen the post or on some of these pages, but some of the fans, they always say, I only show my face when we lose. And that's not the case. I only show my face when we lose to the teams that we should win.
Well, we've been losing a lot more than we've been winning this year too. So
it's not that I'm not a downer. I'm glad when we win, but I'm not gonna go on Facebook and rant about being bad.
Yeah, Skyland, you sound a lot like me during the Muschamp tenure.
I'm not going to go on Facebook and give all praise to Frank Martin for beating a trash Georgia team that ain't no good.
Well, and it feels like it feels the parallels between what's going on in basketball and what just happened in football are kind of scary in the sense that I feel like we're talking about the same things: bad defense, inconsistency, not capitalizing on talent on the roster. It's like literally the same exact thing. Is what it feels like. I
think you said the other day, you said we hit a wall, and I agree. And I try to explain to these fans, Frank Martin done his job. He took you places where Gamecock basketball's never been, but this has got to be the end. It has to be, because it's not getting any better. Yeah. And it's just going to get worse from here.
Yeah, so, and I'll say this, though. I will say that, and I do agree with you that the end is near. I mean, we wouldn't have published an article yesterday about 2 candidates to replace Frank Martin if we didn't think so. Trust me. But I will say this. This is where I stand. Do I think firing him during the pandemic, COVID, madness, whatever, is the solution or what we should do? We should pull the trigger right now. I'm not even saying that. I'm really not. Weird year, COVID, pandemic, whatever. But with that being said, not a couple of things. Number one, I think it's a given. I feel like I shouldn't have to say it, but if you miss a tournament next year, there needs to be a separation. And I think there's an acknowledgement. I think you have to acknowledge even the biggest Frank supporter. We're getting near the tail end of the tenure. Come on. I mean, we are. I'd be shocked if he's here in 3 years. I really, unless we went on some tear, which I just don't. I'm at this point of I just don't expect it to get any better. You know what I mean? Like I kind of feel like we've fallen into this lull, this trend of since the Final Four of just we're kind of having the same season over and over and over again. You know what I mean? So why would you expect anything different next year or the following or the following? I mean,
I feel like next year you could be out. You could be out Minaya. You could be out Lawson.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean that was my biggest thing too, man. Is I don't know how you could expect us or not you specifically, but anyone within the fan base. I don't know how anybody could expect us to be better next year. There's no way, right? I mean, unless I'm missing something. I mean,
the fans need to understand. I don't expect South Carolina to be a powerhouse basketball program. But it's not hard to ask to make the tournament once every 4, maybe 3 to 5 years. Just make the tournament. I'm not saying go win the tournament, but can we get our name in?
And here's the thing, too. Even beyond that, bro, and this is exactly what happened with Muschamp, too. Again, I know the pressure's a lot different in football, but here's the bigger issue. It's not that you're not making the tournament even. You're just not even entertaining anymore. You're not fun to watch.
No.
That's where coaches get in trouble. That's where these programs get in trouble. And again, that happened to Muschamp. His last game at Carolina, that Ole Miss game, I'll never forget saying it's the least feeling game day of all time. I'm not excited to watch Carolina football anymore. I mean, you can not win big and still be entertaining and still be fun to watch and still keep the fan base engaged. But again, it's when you're a guy like Frank Martin and you're such a stone cold asshole, if you don't win, it's even worse. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna be a jerk, you better win. So I like Frank. I like Frank. He knows basketball. Obviously, he's a good basketball coach. There's no question. But it just kind of feels like things are sort of running its course. And again, that's, I'm very clear to say I'm not on the fire Frank Martin train, because I don't want Gamecock Nation. Number one, I said I don't want to be that guy, but I don't want Gamecock Nation to lose their minds. But again, even the biggest Frank supporter, I think if people really sit down and are honest with themselves, we are getting to the end of the era. We just are. You know what I mean? So, if they won't listen, I'm at the point of this where, and I'll be totally honest here on this pregame stream. It's just to the point of me, man. I'll be honest. If I was a bigger basketball fan, I probably would be calling for Frank Martin's head. But it's just that I've almost become not accepting, but like I've never known in my entire lifetime Carolina basketball to be good. So what it tells me is, like, our university, we're really not all that worried about basketball being all that great. So what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, what's the point of raising hell and getting all upset about it? You know, I mean, I
guess I just want to be a winner.
I mean, I do. No, I do too. I'm just saying, though, like, I don't know. The apathy for me is just setting, bro.
I'm not on the fire Frank train either, but Frank's already hurting himself in the way he coaches, and I feel like his style is boring to kids, and the kids are like the fun and gun, just like in football. Just in baseball, I just feel like this day and time with sports is just the fun and gun offense. Mm-hmm. And the defense doesn't win anymore.
Well, and I mean, it's definitely not good when you're a defensive coach and you're getting 100 dropped on you. You know what I mean? So, I don't know.
No comments tonight.
Yeah,
I feel like we should lose. I don't want to say I feel like we should lose, but I feel like if we do lose, this is a team we should lose against. But losing against Vanderbilt and some other teams we played against, I feel like we shouldn't have lost them games.
No, that makes sense. I mean, trust me, we should not have lost to Vandy. I don't think anybody will debate you there. What I was going to say, though, kind of back to what I was saying, like in the sense that, I grew up in Carolina basketball wasn't good. The point I was trying to get to was I'm just at the point personally where, like, I'm in the middle. It's like, if they want to bring him back, so be it. If they want to get rid of him, move a different direction, so be it. That's great. But, basketball has never moved the needle for us, unfortunately. Unfortunately, because I think Carolina fans do. I mean, dude, with all due respect, Dawn Staley is packing out the CLA for women's basketball. Like, Carolina fans, they love two things. I think Gamecock fans do love basketball. You know what they love more than basketball? They love a winner. Like, they'll support a winner. They will. I promise you they'll show up. So, it's just, I said it before, you're at a crossroads as a program where you have to decide what the expectations are for your basketball program. There has to be minimum expectations. You can't just tell me and I'll tell you this, man, the biggest thing is this, the biggest gripe I have with the Frank Martin diehards, which again, I like Frank Martin, but like, I just see it for black and white. Here's who he is and the job he's done. People want to justify to me the reason that it's lunacy. People say it's lunacy to suggest that we should move on from Frank Martin. Give me some real reasons why it's getting better or why we shouldn't, because the only thing people want to say is, the Final Four. Oh, we were so bad before Frank. Well, I don't care what we did in 2010 or 2000 or 1990 on so forth. How are we going to be better next year or the year after? Like, are we trending in the right direction? Again, it's just like football for me. We're just trending in a bad direction. We've been this program lacks a pulse right now in a lot of ways. So I don't know.
Fans always told me if we get rid of Frank, we're not going to make another Final Four in 100 years. And I've always told them like this: if you keep Frank, you're still not going to make a Final Four in 100 years.
I mean, yeah, you just. nobody, and it's wild to me how endeared Martin is. And I get it because the Final Four run for a lot of fans was the highlight of their USC fandom. But he's paid to put a product on the floor just like every other coach is paid to put a product out there. So we'll see what happens. But
I'm grateful for the Final Four. I'm grateful for the Final Four, Chris. But my issue now off of it is you didn't do nothing with it. You didn't recruit from it. You didn't recruit with it. You didn't use it as a recruiting tool. You don't let it slip away. It's too far gone to use that as a recruiting tool.
No, I agree. Hey, I agree. No, I agree, dude. Trust me. I agree 110%.
All right, well, thank you, sir.
Yeah, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, go Cox.
Go Cox. Thanks, bro. Later. Great stuff. Great call. Good call. Great call. 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Got a couple of minutes left, guys. What's your prediction? What's your prediction for the game tonight? Anybody got a prediction? I've got 91-78 Gators. I've got Florida getting the dub tonight. I just don't think South Carolina. Who knows? I've been wrong every other time, so whatever. So I've been wrong basically every other time. Let's see. Chuck Thompson, I love basketball. I'm tired of being a loser. Let's spend some money and get a good damn coach. I hear you. No, and again, I think South Carolina fans' expectations for basketball are very realistic. I don't think Gamecock fans have some unrealistic expectations saying, "Oh, the tournament every single year" or whatever. You know, let's see. Jason Kirby, 95-75 Gators. Dakota Lee Center Fight, 96-69 Gators. Chad Canfall, 86-62 Gators. Ryan Cawthorn, 75-72 Gamecocks. Bipolar team strikes again. Christopher Gauntz, 95-72 Florida wins. Greg Bettinger, 80-72 Florida. Let's see. Savannah says nothing can shock me at this point. Yeah, Skyline, I'm ready for the Yardcocks too, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for the baseball team for sure. Got about a minute left, guys. 843-790-3377. Again, like I said, I got 91-78 Florida. I just don't think, again, Florida's a team shoots 48% from the field, 38% from three. I don't know how you're going to stop them defensively. I truly don't know. I think it's going to be a task, honestly. But I got 91-78 Florida, guys. We're going to go and wrap it up. Appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll go live for about 10 minutes or so post-game, but tip-off in 30 minutes. Gamecocks and Gators, guys, who knows? Maybe this bipolar team will strike again, and I don't know. Last question, Dakota Lee Center. Like, Chris, you going to do anything for opening day like last year or not with COVID? If you're talking about like a tailgate, no, I don't think so. I don't think a tailgate or anything. Just like you said, with the COVID stuff and limited capacity and just this and that, it's just. Unfortunately, that doing stuff like that is kind of tough right now. So hopefully, like the next tailgate stuff I do is football, planning on getting a spot, doing tailgates, pregame, postgame shows, all kinds of great stuff. But who knows? If things change during baseball season, we can adapt, we can adjust, but I'll let you guys know. But again, guys, go Cox, beat Florida. We'll talk postgame. Chat with you guys soon. Thanks.